Hey guys, Forrest here, and welcome to an as yet unnamed series. Maybe you can help in the comments as to what it should be called. But basically, the idea is that I'm gonna make a video once a month, just showcasing maybe a couple of clips that I've got in the last month. But mainly, the main idea about it is to sort of showcase what I've been working on, whether that's a software project or a game or maybe something else, I don't know. But basically that is the idea. I want to use this as something to kind of hold me accountable, make sure I'm actually making significant progress every month so that I have something to show off. And I mean, really, I want to get back into YouTube, and I figured the easiest way to do it would be to do it in a kind of small way, so that's why I'm doing this as a sort of monthly series rather than trying to get videos out every week like I was trying to do before. And it just really wasn't working very well. I mean, as you can tell from the fact that I haven't made a video in well over 2 years. So, and you can probably tell that from this commentary as well, because like, I haven't sat and spoken to this mic for over 2 years, like well over 2 years. I think it was like October 2016 the last time I done this. So it's back to feeling weird again, but I'll get there. As I say, I'm starting it in a small way, so I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to stick to it and get better at it. But yeah, on with the show. So technically speaking, I don't really have enough, or I don't have much to actually show off in this one, but I really just want it to be kind of a starting point and be like, right, this is my intentions, I'm going to work on X, Y, Z, have it done by whenever, and show you the journey to working on it, basically. But as I say, I don't really have a whole lot to show off at this point. I have a couple of little software projects I'm working on. They're kind of just like personal use kind of projects. One's like a workout planner sort of thing. It's really nowhere near completion, but it's kind of, I really only started it because I wanted an excuse to start sort of reteaching myself SQL or SQL, however you want to pronounce it. So there's that, using C#. There's another one where I use it for calculating salary and how much loose change I have and income tax and all that kind of fun, boring stuff. Again, it's really just personal use, so it's not really something that's a big deal, although I will have links to both of those projects, GitHub pages in the description if anyone is interested. But the main thing is I've been thinking about redoing Global Game Jam. No, I did it last January, and if any of you follow me on Twitter, I mentioned at the time I was going to make a video about it. I didn't. So there will be a very small clip, or maybe not that small, but there will be a clip in this video to do with Where's Whaley, and you'll recognize that as soon as you see it. Basically, that's what we did last year, myself and a few friends from uni. And yeah, so I've messaged a couple of people about basically unofficially doing it over Discord again this year, because technically you can't take part in Global Game Jam unless you're going to one of the sites, and seeing as Valentina's in Dundee and Calm's in Southampton, that's really not going to work. But we're thinking about just trying to get a hold of the theme and just basically doing it unofficially just for fun, so that is something that could happen. Also, I have been learning a little bit about Unreal Engine 4. I've been using a Udemy course, and I've actually got another one lined up after it. Just for basically just following along and making a couple of games. You can sort of tweak them a little bit to kind of make them your own, but really the whole idea is just to sort of learn Unreal Engine, as well as sort of maintaining my C++ skills and learning how to use the Blueprint thing, which Blueprint terrified me at first, but it's actually really, really simple to use. I just felt like it was going to be this huge complex thing that like was going to be a nightmare to debug, but it really isn't that bad. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, the intention is, like, I'm using that to make these little I guess template games. Not really templates, but like I'm using them to learn the engine and how to, you know, program using it and how to make a game with it, and then I intend to start making my own games that way. Might go back to Unity as well, but I'm kind of falling in love with Unreal as it is, so we'll see. But I intend to make like small little games with that. Maybe like one. I mean, I've got this idea in my head that I'm gonna like make a game a month and then have one that's like spanning the year, but that's probably like far too ambitious at this point. Maybe next year that'll be realistic, but I'm just gonna sort of take baby steps, and I'll maybe start one project, take a project at a time, and basically just anytime I have an idea or make any significant progress, I can make a video for it. And it'll probably be in this series. If it becomes a really significant project, I might make a playlist for it on its own. But we'll see. As I say, I'm starting on YouTube, coming back in a very small way, so I'm happy with just making a monthly video. The other thing is, I have the idea to sort of, I mentioned before, like it'll sort of showcase some clips like this one has already. I'm thinking, I really didn't give myself much time for this one, but I'm thinking I can sort of, depending on the quantity and quality of the clips, I can make like a tiny little mini-tage sort of thing as like an intro kind of thing, before getting into the actual updates. And then we can just take it from there and talk about whatever there is to talk about. But anyway, here is a bit of Where's Whaley. So basically, when I was recording this, I couldn't really remember which like fish and stuff attack you. So I kind of started out avoiding you, like all of them. But yeah, the idea is to find your little whale babies, and basically every time you find one, another one spawns, and the game is pretty much endless until you swim up here and you let the whale killer boat end your game. Like so. So yeah, that was our first, or 3 out of 4 of the team's first ever game jam. And this is a little clip from the Udemy course I was talking about. It's called Battle Tank, and I mean very little is happening at this point. Like the tanks can't move, but they can determine whether or not they're gonna hit the point that you're aiming at, and if you can, then the battle will turn, and then you can fire. And then when you do get hit, there was like some crazy physics stuff going on. I think that's been fixed. I haven't actually touched it in a while. I think that's been touched. It's been fixed, sorry, and they're no longer flying around as much. I'll have to have another look at it, but I think that's fixed. But yeah, so that project there, that Battle Tank, although it's a Udemy course, I intend to sort of work through that and the rest of it in the coming month, as well as working on a couple of little projects. I'm working on a couple of websites as well. One is my own, and there's another 2 websites I'm basically, one I'm bringing back from the dead, and one I'm refurbing with a mate of mine who they both belong to. More on them when they're actually live. I'm not really going to talk about them because they're not really my projects. My own website, not really much to say at this point. It's basically, the main priority for it is just to be a portfolio. At this point, as you can see, there's not a whole lot to put on there yet. But as soon as that's up and running, I will let you know, and I'll give you a little tour of it as well. And I mean that's kind of a project as well in itself, because that I'm using that to learn Python and Django, which is pretty cool. It's actually a lot simpler than I ever could have imagined. Like for the last like 5 years, like way back when I was at college, I wanted to learn Python, but I never got around to it. And like now I've spent 4 years basically working on C++, among other things, and using Python after all that it's insane how easy you can do things. But it's very nice. I like it a lot, and yeah, it's cool. But anyway, that is pretty much all I have to say. for this one. I don't have a lot to show, as I say, and I've just recycled a lot of clips. A couple of them are fairly recent, a couple of the Fortnite ones, and the Guardian Halo 3 one on that stick on Last Resort as well, they're new. But other than that, I think everything else I've used has been recycled. The majority of the, in fact all of the Halo 3 ones other than those two, I think, are from like legitimate Halo 3 Xbox 360 days. Oh yeah, there's a Battlefield Hardline clip in there that's from, Jesus, that's from way back. And yeah, I think that was like right at the start of uni. I think I was playing on PS4 with Callum at the time. Long time ago. But anyway, I am blabbering on, and it's probably because I'm not used to speaking into the mic anymore. But I'm gonna shut up now. If anybody cares, you can leave a comment in the comment section for suggestions for the title of this series. I was gonna go with 4 Eyes Dev Diaries, but I'm not sure if it's gonna just be about dev. Like I might sort of throw in life updates and gym PRs, that kind of nonsense as well. So I don't know. We'll kind of see how it goes. I'm kind of winging it at this point, as you can see from the fact that I'm uploading it without even having a title. But I just really wanted to, you know, start the new year with new intentions, and that's what I'm doing. So hopefully next month I'll give myself more time to actually sit and edit and make a little montage and be confident speaking into the mic. But that said, we will see in a month's time. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.